This is your WLAK Daily News Roundup for Lake Air, 107.5 FM and 1260 AM in Amory.
Civic Media News. I'm Terry Bell. Here's what Wisconsin needs to know. Wisconsin wildlife officials say there's at least a high risk of wildfires across Wisconsin today. The Department of Natural Resources says dry brush and windy weather make for perfect conditions for wildfires. Wisconsin firefighters were called to more than 30 fires across the state over the weekend. Wisconsin Congresswoman Gwen Moore is speaking out about a swatting incident at her home last month. Someone called the police to claim a kidnapped woman was in Moore's basement.
I do feel concerned that people will be confused and misguided and misled, and this may decrease. This is a voter suppression tactic.
Moore spoke with WISN TV's Upfront Sunday. U.S. House Republicans will have just a one-vote majority after Wisconsin's Mike Gallagher steps down Friday. Former Northeast Wisconsin Congressman Reed Ribble says he's not alarmed.
Let's face it, Congress really isn't doing anything, and they're not going to be doing anything. This last few months in session is going to be all messaging bills.
Ribble on WISN TV's Upfront program Sunday. A Wisconsin maker of firefighting foam has reached a $750 million settlement with public water systems with harmful PFAS chemicals in their drinking water. Tyco Fire Products use foam containing PFAS at its firefighting training facility in Marinette. 3M and DuPont have also recently settled PFAS lawsuits over polluted drinking water. Governor Evers says he wants more money for the universities of Wisconsin. Evers on Friday said he's going to ask the legislature for the largest investment in higher education in more than 20 years. Financial updates for 7 campuses last week show stagnant or falling enrollment, rising expenses, and budget deficits. The O.J. Simpson murder trial was 30 years ago, but it changed the news business in ways we still see today. Experts say that's when news viewers started to let their feelings about events affect the way they view the facts.
Our emotions are definitely present, and that they may be swaying our thinking. So it's important to ask questions, to be skeptical.
Tessa Joels is with the Center for Media Literacy. A statue honoring the first black woman elected to statewide office in Wisconsin is going up in front of the state capitol building in Madison this summer. The project got final approval Friday. Vel Phillips was elected Wisconsin's Secretary of State in 1978. I'm Terry Bell, Civic Media News. Now here's what you need to know closer to home.
For WLAK News, I'm James Kelly. The Duluth Police Department is investigating a death in the downtown area early Friday morning. According to a press release from the department, officers responded to reports of gunshots and a possible stabbing around 2:15 a.m. on Friday on the 100 block of West 1st Street. Officers found the victim, 25-year-old Chantel Moose, and she was taken to a local hospital but was pronounced dead when she arrived. Authorities believe it was an isolated incident, and they've interviewed a person of interest. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources had their hands full this weekend, responding to a number of wildfires as most of the state found itself in high fire danger. Officials say 37 fires on Saturday burned over 300 acres of land, and one particular afternoon fire in Washburn County showed the potential to grow significantly and burned almost 200 acres on its own. That fire destroyed 2 trailer homes and a few other structures, but fire officials managed to contain it and save 10 other residences. A public meeting will be held this month on the indigenous human remains that were found at a construction site for the Twin Ports Interchange project. According to a Fox 21 report, the remains were found over a year ago and forced a complete halt in construction work on that section of the project. The meeting will be held at Clyde Iron in Duluth on April 29th at 6 p.m. The Minnesota Indian Affairs Council and the Minnesota Department of Transportation will release more information about the halted project. A new housing development has officially broken ground in Duluth. According to a Northern News Now report, the Lakeview apartment building will contain hundreds of housing units across 15 stories in downtown Duluth, addressing a major need for more available housing in the area. The apartment complex reportedly plans to open in the fall of 2025 with 210 units. Officials also say the $87 million project will include commercial space on the ground floor for things like restaurants and retail stores. Now that the snowy weather is likely behind us, the city of Duluth is asking local businesses to help give the streets a cleaning. According to a Fox 21 report, the downtown waterfront district of Duluth is asking businesses to sweep up some of the dirt and debris on the sidewalks so they can give the streets a full cleaning. The city will have crews cleaning the streets beginning on Sunday night, heading into Monday morning, covering from 6th Avenue West to 12th Avenue East and 4th Street through Canal Park. A new Enbridge Energy office was officially opened in Ashland on Thursday. The new office, which is located off Highway 2, is meant to give community members an easy place to get answers about the projects the company is working on. Enbridge Energy is currently pursuing a project that has drawn criticism from reservations in the area, and pushback has forced the company to relocate the project to go around a reservation instead of through it. Tribal leaders say the relocated project still poses an environmental threat. The Lake Superior Zoo is announcing some big changes for the future. The zoo will be adding a new pavilion to host weddings, parties, and educational programs for area kids. Zoo officials also announced they will be receiving a number of new animals throughout the rest of 2024, but didn't want to spoil the surprise of what those animals will be. The zoo will also be hosting fundraisers throughout the spring and summer to support some of the new exhibits, which will feature food, drinks, and unique animal experiences. A homeless encampment in Superior was reportedly cleared out on Thursday. According to a Fox 21 report, the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad had law enforcement agents remove 6 people from private railroad property near the Belknap Viaduct. The company also reportedly did not alert the Superior Police Department to their plan, but when officers found out, they went to the property with their mental health response team to connect the displaced people with shelters. None of the displaced people were arrested. And that's what you need to know. For WLAK News, I'm James Kelly.
It's the Brewers and the Padres. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Brewers open a series at home against the Padres tonight. They lost to the Orioles yesterday, 6-4, despite getting off to a good start on Bally Sports.
And Contreras to center field. Back Mullins. Back and gone. What a statement for Contreras.
That is absolutely awesome by William Contreras. The second pitch of the ball game for Corbin Burns.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy on facing Corbin Burns.
Well, whenever you're, trying to face a number one, you're trying to do everything you can to pester him and get him off his game. I don't know that we did that. He still pitched 5 innings and kept us to 3 runs. So
the Brewers won this series in Baltimore 2-1. NBA, the Bucks trounced by the Magic, 113-88. Doc Rivers blamed poor decisions offensively.
Yeah, I thought way too many ISOs. And not only did we ISO the wrong guy.
The Bucks will host the Pacers Sunday in round 1 of the playoffs. In golf, Scotty Scheffler wins his second green jacket at the Masters.
It's hard to put into words how special this is. It's been a long week, a grind of a week. The golf course was so challenging, and to be sitting here wearing this jacket again and getting to take it home is extremely special.
Scheffler winning by 4 strokes. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. If people had listened to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 7 to 9 p.m. here on the Civic Media Radio Network, where I never make shameless plugs, they would have known what to expect from the movie Sasquatch Sunset, a film that focuses on every possible bodily fluid imaginable from a Sasquatch. Yahoo Entertainment reports that some moviegoers were so disgusted they walked out during the film. Star and producer of the film, Jesse Eisenberg, said recently, "There are so many movies made for people who like typical things. This is not that." Eisenberg called the project a labor of love for everyone involved, but for moviegoers, it's just labor. In It's About Time news, there's a Chris Farley biopic in the works. Variety reports that Paul Walter Hauser will star as the late Chris Farley. Josh Gad will direct. The team will use material adapted from the best-selling biography, The Chris Farley Show. It's hard to believe the incredibly talented Farley has already been gone 27 years. When you break it down, the rules of life are pretty simple. The big one, don't murder anyone. The second rule, if you find yourself suspected of such a crime, don't joke about it. Bob Costas says he visited O.J. Simpson in jail years ago. The two had become friends while working for NBC Sports. When the two men put their hands on the glass while sitting across from each other, O.J. noticed Costas had a bandage on his hand and a little drop of blood was visible, to which O.J. said, "You did it." Although Costas has been a suspect in his share of murders, this was not one of them. If you're looking for something new to watch, here's my latest Schwabamendation. Ripley is a creepy good watch. The show takes a couple episodes to get going, but then does not look back as actor Andrew Scott masterfully plays the title character. The cast is rounded out with Johnny Flynn and Dakota Fanning. The story has been told many times over the years, but I recommend this version that you can see on Netflix. Sad news from the world of reality television, specifically from The Golden Bachelor, where lovebirds Jerry Turner and Teresa Nist have announced they are divorcing after just 3 months of marriage. People.com calls the announcement a bombshell, so it's obvious they don't follow reality TV marriages. Turner and Nist were both in their 70s. The warning signs were there early on when Jerry got down on his knee to propose and couldn't get back up. List also apparently had an issue with Turner's dating history, adding that she was really hoping to be his first. The two were married during the season finale in the fall of 2023. The event was televised by ABC, but the network must have seen the writing on the wall as they held the ceremony at a La Quinta. Apparently, there was no vacancy at the Baymount Suites. The couple announced their divorce on Good Morning America, which is also on ABC. Coincidence? Doubt it. When it comes right down to it, neither one of them were interested in having great grandkids together. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, every night between 7 and 9 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Partly cloudy today. We'll get to 67 for a high this afternoon. The wind out of the northeast at 5 to 15. Tonight, partly cloudy, 46. Tomorrow, cloudy, windy, cooler with scattered rain and thunderstorms. Could be some heavy rain with an inch or more possible tomorrow through tomorrow night. Our high tomorrow, 56. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Temperature now 49.
That's your WLAK Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at lakeair.radio.